Well, it is Sunday, May 15th, 2022 at 2:07 p.m. Eastern Time. This is my video journal. Today's journal is brought to you by Athletic Brewing Company Chelada Nada tomato flavored beers. The closest I can get to a Bloody Mary on a Sunday morning. Non-alcoholic. That's good. So, today we're going to talk healthcare. What I would do with healthcare as President of the United States, and what governors could do in their states with healthcare if they choose the Republican model where each individual state takes care of healthcare. So I'll start with federal. I think Medicare for all is a good idea. It's a good idea. I mean, the idea that you have to wait until you're 65 before you can have a health card that gets you into any hospital across the entire country is ridiculous. And I said this on my podcast. I want to be able to take off on my motorcycle, go anywhere in the United States and get health care. If it's Medicare for all that provides that, that's fine. But some version of that should be in effect at the age of 38. Not have to wait till 65 for everyone. They're out on vacation, their kid gets a broken leg, it shouldn't be the end of their savings because they're out of network. But I think the problem with Obamacare and the way to rectify it is to provide, well, first of all, we have the energy sector, we have fossil fuel workers and renewable workers, and we want to try to even the playing field so that people can transition from, say, a coal miner to a solar panel installer. These coal mine jobs are union jobs. What I'm suggesting is that because the coal miners fought for the Black Lung Fund and for health care and for retirement from the federal government. So they saw that these were dangerous energy jobs and that people should be rewarded with a pension for working these jobs. What I'm saying is you take that one step further, you lock in all energy jobs. All energy jobs get the same health care. A really good health care package with a really low premium. It doesn't matter if you're installing solar panels or wind farms or you're a coal miner or oil and gas worker. You all get the same health care. You have to work with the unions because they fight for benefits, but everybody gets the same health care. So then it's just a matter of wages for someone to transition from fossil fuels to renewables. And that I have a plan and an idea to work on that too. So that's one thing you could do federally to bring healthcare to more people, and the same healthcare for the energy sector, so that you're comparing apples to apples when it comes to deciding where the work, what you want to do as a energy sector worker. Thing two for the federal government, Obamacare put in a mandate that everyone had to buy health care or you get penalized in your taxes. The thought process was that you needed younger, healthy people in their 20s, 30s, even 40s to buy health care that would normally go without health care or have been going without health care because there's not a nationwide healthcare program. You wanted these people in the healthcare program paying into it because they're less likely to get sick, have an injury, all those things. So that bumps up the total pot of money available for people who are getting sick a lot and covering the healthcare costs. That was the thought process. My thought process is you never needed to put a mandate in. What you should have done, Congress, if you really wanted to give everybody health care, and this comes from being a small business owner. I had to use college students. I could not attract the talent that I needed starting off, only charging a $20, $30 labor rate, starting my business, and I've started 3 painting businesses over my lifetime. I hired college students because they were on their parents' health care, and if they fell and got injured, they would be covered. Small business owners, people shouldn't be stuck in jobs that they hate because of the benefits of their job and covering their family with benefits. They should be able to quit a job at Google and go paint houses and be happy for the rest of their lives. So if you really believe in capitalism and you want people to be competitive, you provide a nationwide healthcare system so that people can get the same coverage working as a fast food worker as those as CEOs at a major pharmaceutical company. I'm not saying you do away with all private healthcare. If people don't like the public option, they can still buy private healthcare and get the Cadillac premium plan. Those will always be available in capitalism. Let's face it, it's not going away in capitalism. People want to buy a plan that covers boob jobs and shit like that, right? So there will always be a plan out there that you can pay into to get Cadillac healthcare. My point is, what we should have did instead of a mandate with Obamacare is unleashed it, released it. Any employer that has less than 50 employees gets a version of healthcare that is extremely affordable and comparable to what the huge corporations offer their employees. So they get healthcare for $20 a month per employee. What employer is not going to pay $20 a month to offer their employees healthcare with low deductibles, and that's all they pay per month? $240 a year for their employee to be covered fully and completely. So they're still paying into it. They're paying something. They're not paying $500 like you wanted them to with this mandate, but they're paying something. They're healthy. Employers with less than 50 employees are restaurants and all kinds of small businesses that have primarily workers that are under 30 or under 40 that can afford to go without health care, because all these under 50 employee businesses don't have health care for their employees. So they're younger people that go without health care. So you target the employers that have less than 50 people. You offer them an extremely affordable health care plan for their employees and themselves. And that's how you roll out Obamacare. Right? So it's simple. It's $20 a month and low deductible premium healthcare package comparable to the big people. So now these small businesses have a similar healthcare package as huge corporations offer their employees. So the benefits are there, and it encourages innovation and capitalism, true capitalism, where we all start on an even playing field, and somebody with a good idea or the ability to manage and develop a business has all the tools they need to do that, instead of huge corporations writing themselves into companies that can never fail, that are too big to fail, and that we rely on for all of our needs. Alright, so what I was going to do this week was talk about my new novel that I want to write after this one, The Institute and Clinic, which is my 68-day stay in the mental hospital, which I should be working on, but I haven't been on this computer. There's another novel I want to write. It's kind of about Trump and a top secret weapon and all kinds of other innovations I have up in my head. I'm not sure if I'm going to write it or just do the innovations as president or whatever. I was going to walk through chapter by chapter what I have floating around in my head so far. Like, I wrote Fem Party all out of my head. I didn't outline it. I just wrote it out. I keep it organized in my head, and it's good to get it out and into the open in case something happens to me or something like that. I was going to walk through that, but I'm not going to do it because I might still write the book. So I'm going to do certain parts of the book, certain aspects that were going to be in the book that we're going to fold into the book. One of which is my movie idea for the winter solstice documentary film in Utica, Pennsylvania. That was going to be in the book in chapter like 2 or 3. Later, after I get out of a mental hospital at the beginning of the book and I do my movie and I start becoming a consultant for even for Donald Trump, then Elon Musk at Tesla, then the governor of California, then I run for governor of Pennsylvania. And I work closely with the governor of California, but some of the ideas I bring out either with the governor of California, and it's to fight wildfires and things like that, ideas I have for that, and transportation. Then as governor of Pennsylvania, I'm still working with the governor of California, but I develop a healthcare strategy. Because the Republicans don't want socialized health care is what they call it. They don't want a public option. They don't want a nationwide health care system. They believe the individual states should take care of health care. So let's give them that, right? As governor, I would say, let's give them that. Let's do it. All right? We're going to take care of health care. We're going to give some form of a public option to healthcare, whether it's my 50 employees and less program that I'm talking about. That could be one aspect, but the other thing that I want to do state by state for healthcare, and I would pass as governor of Pennsylvania, is a plan to allow universities. It'd be a bill that passes that protects universities. Most of these universities, like the University of Pittsburgh, have hospital systems and do research in the medical fields and run huge hospital systems. It would protect universities and open it up so that they can build pharmaceutical manufacturing facilities in the state. And as long as they pursue pharmaceuticals that are widely needed and have been proven to be safely deployed, they're protected from any type of class action suit or anything like that. So what I'm saying is that universities like the University of Pittsburgh could then, and they'll get funding from the state government to develop these manufacturing facilities, and they can manufacture through their hospital system, however they organize it into their entity. They can manufacture things like insulin for $20 a vial. They can EpiPens. EpiPens, something a lot of people need that are super expensive. EpiPens. Birth control. They can make birth control. My wife, the birth control for her, because it's free, changes every 3 or 6 months. It's a different company. It's a different manufacturer. This is ridiculous. They're experimenting on women, I believe. I mean, women should stand up and try to push for this, because then we could lock in a solid birth control, same formula, same thing, and you have it throughout your entire life, if it works for you. So we can make these things in Pennsylvania. We can barter with other states with our healthcare system, our state healthcare system. We can barter with other states, provide them with some medicine. They could provide us with other medicines, like California could make the EpiPens, and we could make the birth control, and have interstate commerce on that and work to keep the costs down. Now, if the universities are doing this, They're a nonprofit. They're not making 900%, 1,200% profits off of these things. Keeps costs down. Keep the whole healthcare system costs down for the state. So that's my main proposal for state-run healthcare, is let's essentially take away all the power from pharmaceutical companies. They'll still exist for, fringe pharmaceuticals, but the taxpayers are paying for most of their research. They say they have high prices for research and development, but taxpayer money funds most of their research. So they're just making huge profits, and it's ridiculous, and it's time to end. It's time to stand up to the pharmaceutical companies and possibly phase them out forever. Do away with privatized pharmaceutical industry altogether. Do it state by state like the Republicans want. Then they can't argue with you unless they're meeting with lobbyists about pharmaceutical companies or from pharmaceutical companies to keep this archaic system in place where we pay ridiculous prices for life-saving and common medication. So that's the proposal. Give the Republicans what they want, a state-based healthcare system like that. And I'll bet you if you do that, if Pennsylvania, California, Ohio, a bunch of states do it, within as soon as this catches on, there will be a national health care bill passed on the table and probably passed within a year, because they'll backtrack and they'll say, wait, we do want a national health care system where you can't produce your own pharmaceuticals and you can't negotiate prices on pharmaceuticals because they're in the pockets of the lobbyists, of the pharmaceutical companies. So they'll pass it in no time if you take this strategy. So to any governors out there, that's my proposal. I'm happy to work with you. I'm happy to work in your administration to deliver this proposal. And if I'm too controversial to be in your administration, well, you can quietly make a donation to my presidential campaign, which will develop the Periscope platform where everybody votes in a true democracy in the United States. I accept donations. I'll figure out the tax ramifications of that, and you can quietly make a donation to my campaign. So join me next time. I don't know what I'll be talking about, but it'll be something interesting, I'm sure. Thanks for watching.